Westbury Whitehorse, the 3rd of September 2017. Not a bad day, punchy thermals most of the day. But at one point, just before we had to land, the wind dropped off. You'll see John on the fly below me. And every time the wind did drop off, John was just that little bit low and he got into scratching mode. But every now and then, something would come through and save the day. And I'd go up where I am now, and John would come up from where he was low down. But I go into a funny sort of mode. When I get low down on the hill, I tend not to fight the glider. I tend to let it just rock and roll on its own and go with it. It's as if putting on any forces on it is putting friction on it. It stops it flying, and it works for me. It's how I fly on the dunes. Literally, all I've got to do is keep the glider flying as near as mini sink as I can and above that hill. And when I say above the hill, if you take an angle 30 degrees from the hill, that's where I consider the best of the lift is. If there's any wind at all. Most of this now, every time we sort of climbed out and got a little bit of height, it wasn't so much ridge lift, there's thermal. In a minute you'll see all the paragliders, there ain't none on the hill. Whereas every time you'll see they see it drop in and they all suddenly congregate, they're ready to take off. And they all took off within a couple of minutes of each other, because on the video it doesn't show. Well, I stayed out of their way as they were taking off, so it wouldn't show. See, there's hardly anyone there. They're all there with their bags on the ground. But at this point they haven't considered it's light enough yet. I know it's dropping off though. I can feel it while I'm flying, but they don't on the ground. But in a minute you'll see they all started realising it was dropping off. And I know how it goes. That feels like it's gone down a bit, hasn't it? Yeah, I reckon it has. It's dropped, hasn't it? Put the glider up and point out, immediately chuck their bags up in the air and see if it's dropped off. Then one goes and they're all behind them, and they're going in. Thank God, fair play. They all took off. I nearly got forced out of the boat because they all wanted to go. Well, I needed to come back into the lift. There's John now. He's really low now. I think he's actually on his way down now. Whereas I'm still at enough height to be able to let the glider do its own thing and keep me up above the ridge here, look. But anyway, yeah, they all took off, and thank God the best of the thermals is off over to the left hand side. And thank God they all went down there, and while it was light it left me the bowl to myself, so I was able to stay up. But I eventually climbed back out, got about 500 foot and managed to get back in on top. I landed on the front. I lost a bit of height to land on the front, but I never bothered to take off again, so I wish I'd landed over the back after. So you know, when you come in over this horse, you don't know how light it goes. If you keep that body of that glider over that hill, you ain't going down. There's no way on God's earth we're going to go down. As long as you can keep that wing going around that path or above that path, and then as it goes down you let the glider go over the front, keep the wing in. At Westbury now you've got to be careful because there's trees at the front. They never used to be there years ago. There used to be a scratch like hell all the way around there. But now it's the little trees, you see them and you think, God, I ain't going behind them. It's no fun. I went behind one of them once and it frightened the living daylights out of me. But in a minute I'll see John, he's having a hell of a time. I don't know why, because I would have thought the fly, but John, I don't think he's in the scratching as much as I am. Well, I say that, but he's down there scratching now. Not to worry though, I'll be down there in a minute. I just sit there in every little blob, and I literally let the glider flutter about as if I'm hanging underneath a leaf. It's pointless trying to fly it because there's nothing to fly it. Look how height I gained then, just coming out of that bowl into the second bowl and letting the glider do its own thing. So all I do is keep it in control. I know it sounds stupid, but try it, you'll be surprised. Down on the sand dunes I find there's no other way of staying up when it's light. And then when it gets strong, well, You don't worry about letting the glider do its own thing then. You've got to fight like hell to keep it going in a straight line. In a minute you'll see the shots coming back from the end there, down past the second ridge I call it. And it looks like you've got plenty of height as you're coming back. John now, look, he's down there and he's just managing to stay along with the ridge. That's because there's a blast of good air going through at the moment. But in a minute, I think it's next time it eases off. Of course, it drops me right down on the ridge, but John's too low and goes below the ridge. See, it looks like you've got really good height on it. You're coming back towards the ridge, but it's very deceiving. You can get caught out very easy. That's how you want to see the horse. Not on ITV News every night. That's the only way to see the white horse. This Johnny's having a bloody good go at it down there. As I said, I don't think he got the technique for, like, at the moment it's quite good, because you can tell it's quite good by the way I'm flying. Nice and smooth. As soon as you see the glider chucking me about, you'll know it's me letting the glider do its own thing. Then, pointless trying to fight it, because I think you waste your own energy and energy that's in the glider as well. When you pull on to try and bring a wing down, to me it seems like, forget you're only pulling half a wing down, or like one with a fan wing. To me it's as if you're pulling the whole glider down. Like the nose gets knocked up to go into a punch of lift and you pull on. You're wasting the lift, you need to let the bar out. And that's what you need to do when one wing gets knocked up. Stop trying to hold it down, because that way you're doing the same as letting pulling the whole wing down. Let the wing do its own thing. It won't knock you over, I guarantee you, because you won't let it knock you right over to the side wire, and the glider will come back on its own. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but that's how I fly anyway. It's what I call dooning mode. See, when it's nice, you just fly nice and steady. But as soon as it gets light, John's doing really good. I thought he was anyway. He didn't really get one good climb out on his whole flight, I don't think, so he picked the wrong time to go. Nicky took off on the morning. I thought, God, he's taken off early, but he climbed out almost straight away. He's unbelievable. I usually tend to wait until like dinner hour, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. That's always the best of it, from my point of view it is. I never seem to climb out early in the morning. Nice consistent flying. But as I say, I don't know what it looks like to you from here, but if you was underneath me looking at me, you'd see that that bar is out, and that the bit I'm holding, if you can imagine the bar going straight across, it'd be right in front of my eyes, 3-4 inches in front of my eyes. I've always I say to people, this type of glider, and with a sailplane it's true as well, don't fly them on mid-sink, because the difference between mid-sink and a good glide angle isn't that much difference for the safety. But even so, I still like to fly on mid-sink. In actual fact, the minute I take off, within it, first second really, you know the glider's flying, and I just ram the bar straight out and get instant climb there and then pull it and get into the flight. I don't know, that's how you want to do it, that's how I've always done it. Mind you, I've never been good at thermaling, but I've always been good at being able to stay up on a ridge. And in actual fact you get more of a kick out of low down flying. This is what I call high now. That white horse looks a hell of a lot better than it used to. It's not chalk anymore, they've cemented the whole thing over. Some people say they've ruined it, but at the end of the day it's there now and it's not costing them lots of money to keep having to repair it. Lovely site, Westbury though. Gotta be one of the best sites in the country. Smooth flying still. As you can see, that's when we're getting the height. I'm just watching it now, hoping I can see if I can spot the point at which all the paragliders took off in front of me. Because I say I was coming round and there was about 4 or 5 of them stood there because it had dropped off light enough for them. In actual fact, I would have thought it dropped off too late for them, but it never. But as I was coming in like this, lower than this, and trying to stay down in front of that hill, one of them actually shouted out, stay away, and I thought, you cheeky cunt. You don't force a pilot off the hill. If you can see a pilot scratching, in the olden days you would have been another angler pilot, and if you see a pilot scratching on a ridge, you wouldn't have wanted to take off, because you'd end up scratching as well, and 2 of you scratching on the ridge is no fun. But with these paragliders, when we can scratch, they can fly. See me going round now at the same level as them. But they seem to think that they can take off and sky out. But I can't, not unless I'm on that ridge. Now I think this might be the beat where I turn round. If it is, you won't see the ridge again now because I had to turn away. As I come in, they was about to jump off, regardless of whether I was scratching that ridge or not. No, that's not the beat. Well, it might have been in actual fact. I'm not sure, but I'm rather low, and I went round into the bowl. That's the one. But just about here I start feeling bumpy dumpies, and up she's going. And with that I managed to maintain it in that bit of bowl there. With that I climbed out again, thank God. And by the time I turned off, I come back round, they'd all gone. Literally, I'm not sure if that was the beat, but they literally all took off within half a minute of each other. No, that's not a shot. This might be. Oh, I got so much video from yesterday. It's the only way to go through it all is to watch it all. But yeah, that might be it now. They're all gone. If it is now, any minute now, I'll climb back out. Yeah, there you go. They've all took off and they're off to the left of me now on the other ridge. And the thermal that I went into to save me neck, when I turned round now, they was all in it, climbing away. I'd have to get another camera, I think, because this one's always pointing down. Yeah, there you are. They've all climbed out. I should have pushed out at some point to try and get them. But they was all there, take it from me, up in the air to my right, to my left hand side, and they were all climbing away, which I did not long after. Now I was tired, and it was time to go in before they all lost height and come back into the bowl. I was scratching with the paragliders. That'll do, you don't want to see no more. Stop!